What you're going to need is a piece of plain white paper, scissors, a pencil, a ruler, and your colors that you're using. It can be paints, it can be colored pencils, which is what I'm using. It can be crayons, it can be markers even. The classic rainbow goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Now the three colors that you cannot make by mixing other colors are called primary colors, and that is red, yellow, and blue. There's only three primary colors. Every other color can be made by mixing red, yellow, or blue. These three colors that are not primary, orange, green, and purple, are made by mixing equal amounts of the three primary colors. So in order to make orange, you would mix red and yellow. In order to make green, you would mix yellow and blue. In order to make purple, you would mix blue and red. Those are the primary and secondary colors, and that is what makes up a classic rainbow. Now on this color wheel, we will also be doing tertiary colors, which is one step further. We will mix red and orange together. We're going to mix orange and yellow, yellow and green, green and blue, blue and purple and red. Because we have 6 colors here, and we're also going to do the colors that are tertiary, which is in between all of these, we are going to need a 12-sided shape to make our color wheel. A 12-sided shape is called a dodecagon. To start out, you're going to need to make a square. The easiest way to do this is to grab any corner of the paper and just fold it up right along, making this edge straight. And just fold that. Now this rectangle that is left out is going to be cut off. And if you would like, you can use this rectangle that we're cutting off as a scrap piece of paper to practice your coloring and your colors on. Now we're going to fold this triangle in half and make a smaller triangle. Now holding your triangle like this with the right angle down in your hand, you're going to tri-fold it. This is the hardest part of the whole video, so if you are a young kid, you might want to get mom and dad's help with this. So you're going to fold this in like that, but you are not going to crease this right here yet. And the reason you aren't going to crease that right there is because you want to try to make this triangle look just like this triangle, same size. So how we're going to do that is we're going to fold this triangle over the other one. Now you have a shape that looks like this. Now what we're going to do, since we haven't creased these edges, is we're going to kind of move the paper around so that everything is even and this edge comes to this edge. Just like that. Now that I have all of my edges matching up, I'm going to lay it flat down on the table and push it to crease. It's not perfect down here, but that's okay. Next step is, in order to make our 12-sided dodecagon, we're going to cut off everything right there above where this line is. Now unfold. A 12-sided polygon. First step in making our color wheel is we're going to make a point where the center is, which is very easy to find. It's where all of the folds come together there. And then we're going to draw a line where all of the folds are. We're going to start with our 3 primary colors: red, yellow, and blue. Remember, these are the colors that cannot be made by mixing any other color. We're going to start with red. Color any space you want to red. Now that we have our red triangle colored, we're going to do another primary color, and we're going to do it 4 spaces over from the red one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have all 3 of our primary colors on the color wheel. Most people put red at the top, That's what we're going to do just for this tutorial's sake. And now we are going to do the secondary colors. Now remember, I said that if you did not have these colors, then you can make them by using these colors. So if you did not have an orange, you can make an orange by putting red and yellow together. But since we're going all the way to tertiary colors, I would suggest if you do have an orange to go ahead and use that pencil or crayon or paint or whatever medium you're using. So now it matters where you start putting your colors, because I cannot put orange down here because blue and yellow don't make orange. So I have to put orange up here because red and yellow make orange. So what you're going to do is you're going to put each secondary color directly in between the two colors that make it. So for orange, red, and yellow make orange. So I'm going to put orange in this spot right here. For green, blue and yellow make green whenever you put those together. So we're going to put our green right here. And for purple, you guessed it, red and blue make purple. So purple's going to go right here, right in the middle of red and blue. Just going to go ahead and mark those so that we don't forget. And then I'm going to color in the whole triangle. All right, now that we have all 6 of the primary and secondary colors in the classic rainbow, we're going to do the tertiary colors now. And we're going to fill in all of the white spaces that are left because there is 6 tertiary colors. You're going to want to start with doing a light coat of the darkest color between the two. All the tertiary colors is a mixture of the color on each side of where it goes. So this one is a mixture of red and orange, and red is a tiny bit darker, so I'm going to start with the red and I'm going to do just a light coat of it. I'm not going to do it as dark as this triangle here. Now with markers, that's a little bit more challenging, but it can be done. Just don't let your marker rest on the same spot of the paper for very long. Okay, so there is my light coat of the red color. Now I need to put orange on top of it. Oh, there we go. That is red-orange, and that is the name of that tertiary color also. Now I'm going to continue to do this for every white space in here and every tertiary color. Now our color wheel is complete, so all that's left to do is to label it. You can use the pencil that you had at the beginning to draw your lines in order to label it. But I have a black marker and I'm just going to use that to label it. The first thing that I'm going to do is write the primary colors. Now I'm going to do secondary colors. You can call this one purple or you can call it violet. Now you have your 6 rainbow colors for the classic rainbow. Now we're going to label the tertiary colors, and the way that those are called is by using the primary color that is combined in there first. So for instance, with this, it's not going to be called green-blue, it's going to be called blue-green because the primary color comes first. Alright, now we have all of the colors labeled. Remember, there's 12 of them. And we are going to actually take this a little bit of a step further about with the color theory. The colors that are apart from each other, exactly opposite on the wheel, are called complementary, even though they do not complement each other at all. Let me write that here. By mixing these colors that are complementary to each other, you will make various shades of brown. So I will show you with let's do purple and yellow. So purple is up here and yellow is down here, exactly opposite of it on the color wheel. So we're going to mix those two colors and we should come out with a shade of brown. So you see how that came out kind of like a yellowy brown. It's not a pretty color, that is for sure. I don't think any browns are pretty colors, but that's just my opinion. Let's do one more. So let's do red and green. So red and green are opposite each other on the color wheel. So we're going to mix those and we should come out with another shade of brown. So we have a different shade of brown. This one's a little bit darker. Okay, next we're going to talk a little bit about monochrome. So monochrome is when you have different lightness and darkness of the same color. So let's do orange for this example. So I'm going to do it really light. Now I'm going to do it a little bit darker. Now I'm going to do a little bit darker. And then darkest. This is an example of monochrome or monochromatic color, where you have a very diluted or really pastel light color, and then you have a very vibrant or even a darker color of the same color, which in this example is orange. That's called monochrome. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this color wheel tutorial and learned a little bit about color in the process, as well as had fun doing some artwork.